All right, let's do this. Ready to get into this AI stuff. We've got a whole stack of articles and notes here about, well, about writing this whole AI wave, affiliate marketing and content creation and all that. And
Yeah.
I mean, look, let's be real. Sometimes the stuff can sound a little bit like a get rich quick kind of fantasy.
Hmm.
But I think you and I both know that there's actually real potential here. So
Oh, yeah.
let's cut through all the hype and all the noise
Absolutely.
and try and find the stuff that's actually going to help people
Yeah.
actually make some changes and actually get some stuff done. So you've been digging into this. You've got ChatGPT in there, Pixels,
Right.
ElevenLabs.
All the hot new tools.
So I don't want to just summarize. I really want to, with your help, like
Yeah.
unpack how people can actually use this stuff.
Well, it's a great time to be a creator.
Yeah.
The tools are really changing fast.
Yeah.
And it seems like the opportunities just keep growing.
Oh, wait. So the first thing that kind of jumped out at me looking at your notes was this whole thing about choosing a niche.
Right.
We've all heard that, the riches are in the niches, right?
Yeah.
But how does that really actually play out in the AI space?
Well, I think if you try to be everything to everyone,
Right.
you end up being nothing to anyone. You're like
Yes.
another voice in the crowd.
Right. Lost in the
You
sea.
get lost. But if you can get laser focused on one specific area,
Yeah.
you become the go-to person
Yeah.
for that audience.
Yeah.
And I saw some really good examples in your notes too.
I was really intrigued by this thing about the niche overlap.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you are passionate about, I don't know, like sustainable living.
Yeah.
But you're also interested in AI. Could you do both?
Absolutely. I think
Create content that
Hey,
kind of.
yeah, I think that kind of unique combination is really powerful
Yeah.
because you're not just repeating what everyone else is saying.
Yeah.
You're bringing something new to the table.
That's really smart.
And there's an audience out there just waiting for that.
Okay, so you've found your niche.
Yeah.
You're ready to create some content. That's where all these tools come in, right? Like
Right.
ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
But are they really all they're cracked up to be?
I think the potential is there.
Yeah.
Tools like ChatGPT can really help you come up with ideas,
Yeah.
right? Scripts, even blog posts, a lot faster than you could do it on your own.
Right.
So it's like having a brainstorming partner
Yeah.
and a really, really fast writer all in one.
Okay, but I've played with ChatGPT a little bit,
Yeah.
and let's be honest,
Yeah.
sometimes it can be a little a little generic,
Yeah. Right.
How do you make it, how do you take that and make it
Yeah.
really good?
You have to put your own spin on it.
Right.
I think of AI as kind of like the starting point.
Okay.
It can give you the basics,
Right.
but you need to add your personality, your own expertise, and your own unique voice.
So it's not really replacing us.
No, it's just a tool.
It's augmenting.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, now what about visuals? Because let's face it, a big block of text,
Yeah, nobody wants to read.
no matter how well written it is,
Like-
it can get a little boring,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how do we spice it up?
That's where a tool like Pixels can really come in handy.
Yeah.
You can create really cool looking graphics, even if you're not a designer.
I've seen some of the stuff people are doing with Pixels. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
But is there a risk? Like, if everybody's using these same tools,
Yeah,
is everybody's stuff going to start looking the same?
that's a good point. But I think it comes down to how you use the tools.
Yeah.
It's like having learning to play an instrument.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the same notes, but
Right, you write the music.
yeah, you write the music.
Not the composer. Okay, so we've got our words, we've got our visuals.
Mhm.
What about audio?
Yeah.
Because not everybody's comfortable recording their own voice.
I totally get that.
Me neither sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, some people are better at writing, some people are better on camera,
Yeah.
and some people just, prefer to use their voice.
Right.
But if you don't, there's ElevenLabs.
Yeah.
It's an AI thing that can read your text out loud, and it sounds amazing.
Like you have your own narrator.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's pretty cool, but doesn't that kind of, I don't know, does it take away some of the authenticity of like you using your own voice?
I think it's all about finding what works best for you,
Yeah.
and being authentic in your own way.
Okay, so we've got our content creation game on point. We're
Yeah.
pumping out amazing blog posts and videos and, maybe even podcasts.
Right.
Now, how do we get that stuff out there?
Right. You need to get it in front of the right people.
Yeah.
Content is king, but distribution is queen.
I've heard that.
That's where knowing your niche really pays off.
So like where do they hang out online?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so give me an example. Like let's say my thing is I want to help, entrepreneurs
Oh, wow.
use AI for productivity.
Okay, so,
Where would I share that? Where would I even begin?
well, LinkedIn's a pretty obvious choice, right?
Yeah.
It's where all the professionals are.
It makes sense.
So you can share tips, long form articles, even do like webinars and stuff.
I get it. So it's not just blasting it out everywhere. It's
Well,
about,
you got to be strategic.
right, it's
Go
being
where your audience is.
strategic and targeted.
Exactly.
Okay. But gosh, there's so many platforms
Yeah.
and so many formats. How do we keep up?
Well, that is the challenge, right? It's easy to feel overwhelmed,
Yeah.
but I think the most important thing is to focus on quality over quantity.
Yeah.
It's better to have one really awesome piece of content
Right.
than 10 kind of mediocre ones.
Right. So it's being intentional
Yeah.
about what we create.
Yeah, and really understanding your audience.
Yeah, this is making sense to me.
Good. Because once you've got that figured out,
Yeah.
you could build a content strategy that'll last,
Yeah.
not just get people to see your stuff,
Yeah.
but actually keep them coming back,
That's a really good point.
right?
It's about building that trust, right?
Exactly.
That relationship.
And when you have trust, that's when affiliate marketing really works.
Yeah.
Because people are more likely to take your recommendations seriously
Right.
if they feel like you're actually trying to help them.
Yeah, not just trying to make a quick buck.
Exactly.
This is great. We've covered so much already.
I know, it's a lot.
From niche selection to
Yeah.
making content
Yeah.
to figuring out your audience to
Yeah.
building trust.
Yeah.
But hold on tight because we've got so much more to unpack.
Oh, yeah.
When we come back, we're going to dive deep into the nitty-gritty of affiliate marketing.
Let's do it.
We'll talk about choosing the right programs,
Yeah.
optimizing your content,
Mhm.
and really maximizing those commissions.
That's going to be good.
So stay tuned.
Can't wait. So we were talking about trust, right?
Yeah.
Building that relationship with your audience.
Yeah, yeah. Like that seems like that's really the key to all this affiliate marketing stuff.
I think so.
Like it just makes sense, right? Like you're way more likely to buy something if a friend recommends it to you than if you see, some random ad.
Exactly. And that's what makes affiliate marketing so cool when it's done right. You're not being all salesy. It's more like you're like a trusted advisor. You actually believe in this stuff you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. So let's say we've found our niche, we're making awesome content, we've got
Yeah.
people, following us and they trust what we're saying.
Right.
Now comes the part where we actually add those affiliate links.
Okay.
But how do you know which programs to choose?
That's a big one.
There are so many.
So many. I think that's where a lot of people get tripped up, especially when they're just starting out.
Yeah.
They try to sign up for everything.
Right, they just want it all.
Yeah, and it's just too much.
So what's the trick?
Well, first you got to make sure the product actually fits with your niche and what you believe in.
Right.
Don't just chase the highest commission, right? Promote stuff you actually like, stuff you'd recommend even if you weren't getting paid.
Yeah, it's about being authentic, right? Like we were saying before about the content, but it's the same for the affiliate stuff.
It's all connected. People can spot a fake from a mile away, so be real.
Yeah.
Pick things that feel right to you.
Okay, what else?
Check out the company.
Mm.
See what their reputation's like, how they treat their affiliates. Is it a good program?
So you're not just looking at the product, you're looking at the whole company.
Yeah, the whole package.
Yeah.
See if they have a history of paying their people on time. Do they give you the tools you need to succeed?
Okay, so what should we be looking for specifically? Like, what are some signs of a good program?
Look for clear commission structures.
Okay.
You want to know exactly what you're getting, right?
Yeah.
And good tracking tools.
Mhm.
So you can see how your links are doing. Are people clicking? Are they
Mhm.
buying? And then you want good support, like tutorials and stuff,
Yeah.
in case you get stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That can make a big difference.
It's like a checklist
It is.
of like good affiliate programs.
Yep. That's a good way to think about it.
Okay, so we've found the perfect programs.
Okay.
We've got our links. We're ready to start, putting them in our content. Mm-hmm. Any tips on how to do that well?
Don't be pushy. That's the main thing. Don't be all like, be why this now,
Right.
Remember, the goal is to give people good stuff first.
Yeah.
Those links should feel like a natural part of that.
Okay, so more like, hey, I'm using this cool tool that's really helped me with XYZ, and if you want to check it out, here's a link.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're just sharing something helpful. Oh, and use a call to action.
Like, click here to learn more.
Yeah, or get your free trial today.
Right. So that encourages people to, actually do something.
Exactly. But here's a tip. Don't be boring with those calls to action.
Uh-huh.
Get creative. Tailor them to your people and what you're talking about.
Oh, I like that. So instead of just click here, it could be something like, ready to become a content creation ninja. Click here to discover the secret weapon I use.
There you go.
Yeah,
The more interesting and specific it is, the more people are going to click.
that makes sense.
I mean-
Okay, so we've chosen good programs. We're adding the links naturally, and we've got these awesome calls to action.
Right.
What else can we do to, like, really make the most of this affiliate marketing thing?
Test, test, test.
Oh, you mean like testing the link?
Everything. Test your links, test your calls to action, test where you put them. You
Duh.
got to see what's working and what's not. And that's where those tracking tools we talked about come in.
Right.
You can actually see what's happening, which links are getting clicks, which ones are turning into sales.
So we can see what's working and what's not.
Exactly. And then you can start tweaking things.
Okay.
Maybe change your wording, try a different call to action, play around with it.
So it's all about being, like, data-driven.
Yeah.
And using that information to make better decisions.
It's like a science experiment,
Yeah.
You have a hypothesis, you test it, and you see what happens.
I like that. It makes it feel less like guessing.
Right.
Okay, so this is all starting to make sense.
Go.
But, with all this talk about data and optimizing and testing and all that, it can make affiliate marketing sound kind of cold,
Yeah,
like just a numbers game.
I get it.
But one of the things that really stood out to me from all this stuff we've been looking at is
Yeah.
that there's actually a really big human element to all of this.
There is. I mean, at the end of the day, affiliate marketing is about people. It's about connecting with people who care about the same stuff you care about.
Yeah.
And giving them good advice, recommendations, stuff that actually helps them.
Yeah, and building those relationships, right?
Exactly. We're back to trust again.
Full circle.
It all comes back to that. And that's why it's so important to choose programs that you actually believe in,
Right.
make content that really helps people, and approach this whole thing with, good intentions.
This is great. I'm learning so much.
Me too. Always good to revisit the basics.
We've gone from feeling overwhelmed by all these affiliate programs
Right.
to actually feeling like we can do this, like we can choose the right ones, we can use them the right way, we can track our results. It's great.
It's all about having the right information.
Absolutely. But hold on, everyone, because we're not done yet. When we come back, we're going to talk about the long game.
Oh, yeah. The long game.
How to stay motivated, how to not burn out,
Important stuff.
and how to build a business that can really last.
And make you some money.
So stay tuned. All right, we're back. So we've covered a lot, right? I mean, we talked about picking the right niche, making great content, even how to sneak in those affiliate links.
Right.
But, building like an actual business out of this affiliate marketing thing,
Yeah.
that's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
It is. It's easy to get all excited at first.
Right, the initial rush.
Yeah, you launch your first campaign, maybe you see a couple of sales come in.
You're like, this is it, I'm rich.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
But the real trick is, staying motivated
Yeah,
for the long haul.
especially when those like early results,
Right.
maybe they're not quite what you hoped for.
Totally. It's easy to get discouraged.
Yeah, like you're putting in all this work, but you're not seeing,
The big bucks.
the big payoff. So what do you do?
I think that's where having a plan really helps.
Yeah.
Long-term vision. Remember we talked about like building trust with your audience,
Mm-hmm.
creating content that actually helps people. That's not just a quick trick. That's how you build something real.
So it's about playing the long game,
Exactly.
not just looking for that quick win.
Right. Focusing on the relationships, the value you're providing.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
But how do you actually stay motivated when, it's a long road ahead?
Set realistic goals, for one thing,
Okay.
and celebrate the small wins along the way.
Right.
Don't just focus on the big, huge number, like how much money you want to make.
Yeah.
Break it down into smaller steps.
Okay, so instead of I want to make $10,000 a month,
Right.
it's more like this month I'm going to write one really good blog post every week.
Exactly. And maybe I want to get 100 new email subscribers.
Yeah. So you can see yourself making progress.
Right. It keeps you moving forward.
And you don't get so overwhelmed by, the big picture.
Exactly. It's all about those little victories.
Yeah. Anything else?
Oh, find your people. Find other people who are doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah, the community.
Yeah. So helpful to connect with others who get it.
It's inspiring,
It is.
You can share tips, you can support each other,
Yeah. You're not alone.
especially when things get tough, which they inevitably do.
Right. Everyone hits those bumps in the road.
And you can learn from each other too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Find some mentors, some people who've already done what you're trying to do.
People who've been there, done that.
Exactly. Their experience is gold.
Oh, speaking of experience, one of the things you mentioned that I thought was really cool
Yeah.
was this idea of like documenting your own journey.
Ah, yes. Like keeping a journal
Yeah.
or a blog or even making videos about it.
It's a great way to like keep track of what you're learning.
It is. It
Mm.
is. And you can look back and see how far you've come,
Yeah.
but it can also help other people.
Oh, you mean people who are just starting out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're creating a roadmap for them,
Yeah. Yeah.
showing them the way.
And who knows, maybe that could even become like a business in itself.
Right? You could create courses, write an ebook, even do coaching.
That's amazing.
The possibilities are endless when you start thinking outside the box.
This is really great. I feel like energized now,
Good, glad.
ready to dive back in. Yeah.
That's the spirit. Remember, this isn't just about the technical stuff.
Right.
It's about the mindset, the connections you make,
Yeah.
and sticking with it, even when it's hard.
This has been so helpful, really.
I'm happy to hear that.
We've learned so much, from picking a niche to making content to the affiliate stuff, the whole 9 yards.
It's been a journey.
But before we wrap up, what's like one piece of advice you'd give to someone who's, just starting out with all this?
Don't be afraid to experiment.
Okay.
There's no one right way to do this.
Right. Everyone's different.
Try different things, see what works for you, and keep learning.
And have fun, right?
Exactly. It should be enjoyable.
Yeah. It's all about exploring, connecting with people, and building something you love.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into this whole world of AI-powered affiliate marketing.
And content creation.
We hope you got some great ideas from it and that you're feeling ready to jump in and get started.
The gold rush is on.
The opportunities are out there,
Philly.
but it's up to you to take that first step.
So what are you waiting for?
Exactly. Until next time, happy creating.